All right, and it looks like we are live. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Yep. I wanted to do a reading of the Declaration of Independence. I think a lot of people haven't read it. They don't know what the holiday is about, so we're going to read it. I know I was watching Mark Dice. He goes on the beach and asks random people questions. He did it several times. They asked him, what's Independence Day about? It's about when the British colonies broke away from Britain and became their own country. And the Declaration of Independence is telling you why they broke away. Yeah, Din's here. Yeah, as you can see, this is a different format here. No 50 yet, so I can't pop off a freedom bell at midnight. Oh yeah, fucking speaking of freedom, fucking scumbag Murphy, the governor of New Jersey, wants to ban the 50 BMG. Yep, loss of freedom. If only the founders could look at it today. We'll look at the cause of how they broke away and see if it's worse now than when it was under King George III's rule. See, now what's my train of thought? Oh yeah, I was saying, yeah, new format here. Now you can see how I work this with the screen capture here. Yeah, I'm going off the browser of where I'm reading it. So, well, anyway, let's get to it. This is probably gonna be a short one. You seen that guy carrying the 50 at that protest? I'm not sure. He's always been after the 50 cal. I think one reporter, finally, some of the reporters are asking them this. They said, when was the last time somebody was murdered with the 50 BMG? The answer is nobody. Nobody in the U.S. It's too big. It's the Barrett specifically is like 30 pounds. So not many people are carrying it. It's like $10,000. Yeah, someone gonna use that in a murder. $10,000 to kill a guy and then throw it away. No, they're gonna go for cheap guns. That's usually why it's a 22 handgun, the cheapest type of guns that are used in murders. And they're also going after the ARs. Yeah, even though those aren't used in not that many murders, but although they like to blow it up on the news about they're all used in mass shootings. It's all bullshit. Oh, hey there, Albert. Yep, having a good 4th. You made it just on time. I didn't start the reading yet. Yeah, like 14K or so. Oh yeah, before COVID and the money printing inflation. Yeah, it was always around $10,000 for a Barrett, so I'd expect it to be higher now. All right, so I'm not gonna be able to see the chat because I'll be going off to over here, or maybe I can. Let's see. Yeah, maybe I can just move this over a little bit, so yeah, so it's not blocking the way. Yes, as you can see the monitor over here, so I'm going to be taking that off so I can read. I don't have double monitors here, not a professional YouTuber. All right, let's see. All right, here we go. The Declaration of Independence in Congress, July 4th, 1776. The unanimous declaration of the 13 United States of America. When, in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and nature's God entitle them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind require that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed, that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it, and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. Prudence, indeed, will dictate that governments long established shall not be changed for light and transient causes, and accordingly all experience hath shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer while evils are sufferable than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariably the same object, evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security. Such has been the patient sufferance of these colonies, and such is now the necessity which constrains them to alter their former systems of government. The history of the present King of Great Britain is a history of repeated injuries and usurpations, all having in direct object the establishment of an absolute tyranny over these states. To prove this, let facts be submitted to a candid world. He has refused his assent to laws the most wholesome and necessary for the public good. He has forbidden his governors to pass laws of immediate and pressing importance, unless suspended in their operation till his assent should be attained, and when so suspended, he has utterly neglected to attend to them. He has refused to pass other laws for the accommodation of large districts of people, unless those people who would relinquish the right of representation in the legislature, a right inestimable to them and formidable to tyrants only. He has called together legislative bodies at places unusual, uncomfortable, and distant from the depository of their public records, for the sole purpose of fatiguing them into compliance with his measures. He has dissolved representative houses repeatedly for opposing with manly firmness his invasions of our rights of the people. He has refused for a long time after such dissolutions to cause others to be elected, whereby the legislative powers, incapable of annihilation, have returned to the people at large for their exercise, the state remaining in the meantime exposed to all the dangers of invasion from without and convulsions from within. Well, yeah, when I read, I like to get it right there at the top. He has endeavored to prevent the population of these states for that purpose, obstructing the laws for naturalization of foreigners, refusing to pass others to encourage their migrations hither, and raising the conditions of new appropriations of lands. He has obstructed the administration of justice by refusing his assent to laws for establishing judiciary powers. He has made judges dependent on his will alone for the tenure of their offices and the amount and payment of their salaries. He has erected a multitude of new offices and sent hither swarms of officers to harass our people and eat out their substance. He has kept among us in times of peace standing armies without the consent of the legislatures. He has effected to render the military independent of and superior to the civil power. He has combined with others to subject us to a judiciary foreign to our Constitution and unacknowledged by our laws, given his assent to their acts of pretended legislation, for quartering large bodies of armed troops among us, for protecting them by a mock trial from punishment for any murders which they should commit on the inhabitants of these states, for cutting off our trade with all parts of the world, for imposing taxes on us without our consent, for depriving us in many cases the benefits of trial by jury, for transporting us beyond seas to be tried for pretended offenses, for abolishing the free system of English laws in a neighboring province, establishing therein an arbitrary government, and enlarging its boundaries so as to render it at once an example and fit instrument for introducing the same absolute rule into these colonies, for taking away our charters, abolishing our most valuable laws, and altering fundamentally the forms of our governments, for suspending our own legislatures and declaring themselves invested with power to legislate for us in all cases whatsoever. He has abdicated government here by declaring us out of his protection and waging war against us. He has plundered our seas, ravaged our coasts, burnt our towns, and destroyed the lives of our people. He is at this time transporting large armies of foreign mercenaries to complete the works of death, desolation, and tyranny, already begun with circumstances of cruelty and perfidy scarcely paralleled in the most barbarous of ages, and totally unworthy the head of a civilized nation. He has constrained our fellow citizens taken captive on the high seas to bear arms against their country, to become the executioners of their friends and brethren, or to fall themselves by their hands. He has excited domestic insurrections among us, and has endeavored to bring on the inhabitants of our frontiers the merciless Indian savages, whose known rule of warfare is an undistinguished destruction of all ages, sexes, and conditions. In every stage of these oppressions we have petitioned for redress in the most humble terms. Our repeated petitions have been answered only by repeated injury. A prince whose character is thus marked by every act which may define a tyrant is unfit to be the ruler of a free people. Nor have we been waiting in attention to our British brethren. We have warned them from time to time of attempts by their legislature to extend an unwarrantable jurisdiction over us. We have reminded them of the circumstances of our emigration and settlement here. We have appealed to their native justice and magnanimity, and we have conjured them by the ties of our common kindred to disavow these usurpations, which would inevitably interrupt our connection and correspondence. They too have been deaf to the voice of justice and of consanguinity. We must therefore acquiesce in the necessity which denounces our separation, and hold them, as we hold the rest of mankind, enemies in war, in peace, friends. We therefore, the representatives of the United States of America, in General Congress assembled, appealing to the Supreme Judge of the world for the rectitude of our intentions, do, in the name and by authority of the good people of these colonies, solemnly publish and declare that these united colonies are, and of right ought to be, free and independent states, that they are absolved from all allegiance to the British Crown, and that all political connections between them and the state of Great Britain is and ought to be totally dissolved, and that as free and independent states they have full power to levy war, conclude peace, contract alliances, establish commerce, and to do all other acts and things which independent states may of right do. And for the support of this declaration, with a firm reliance on the protection of our divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. There we go. Now I'm going to go over to here, and here's who signed it. The signers of the Declaration of Independence, of the represented the new states as followed. New Hampshire, we got Joshua Bartlett, William Whipple, Matthew Thornton of Massachusetts, John Hancock. We all know about another John Hancock. Samuel Adams, John Adams, Robert Treat Payne, El, Elbridge Gerry of Rhode Island. We got Stephen Hopkins, William Ellery. Connecticut, Roger Sherman, Samuel Huntington, Williamsons, Oliver Wolcott. Of New York, we got William Floyd, Philip Livingston, Francis Lewis, Lewis Morris. New Jersey, my state here, Richard Stockton, John Witherspoon, Francis Hopkinson, John Hart, Abraham Clark. Of Pennsylvania, we have Robert Morse, Benjamin Rush, Benjamin Franklin, we know him, John Morton, George Claimer, James Smith, George Taylor, James Wilson, George Ross. Of Delaware, we have Caesar Rodney, George Reed, Thomas McKean. Maryland, we have Samuel Chase, William Paca, Thomas Stone, Charles Carroll of Carrollton. In Virginia, we have George Wythe, Richard Henry Lee, Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Harris, Thomas Nelson Jr., Francis Lightfoot Lee, Carter Braxton. North Carolina, we have William Hooper, Joseph Hughes, John Penn. South Carolina, we have Edward Rutledge, Thomas Hayward Jr., Thomas Lynch Jr., Arthur Middleton. Georgia, we have Button Gwinnett, Layman Hall, George Walton. There you go. There's the 13 original colonies. Now let's see. Oh, hey there. Let's see who joined in. We got Game Survivor, Emerald, Mike Garcia. Yeah, you can all see what I'm doing on the big screen. A true Federalist Declaration. Drinking some rum, the drink of the New World, besides bourbon, I guess. You know me, I got a Coke here. Oh. Nope, I got a Pepsi, to be specific. Got a bottle of Bacardi, excuse me. Going to pour a glass now. Sends you, yeah, you definitely need some guns, Emerald. No, I don't teach history, but I mean, I did read the Declaration of Independence because a lot of people probably haven't even read through it. Like I was saying before, Mark Dice goes in California, goes on the beach and asks people questions. He did a few of these on asking them, do they know what the July 4th is about? And a lot of them didn't know it, but then again, that's California for you, so you can go check those out. Like only one or two of them knew what it was about. Yep. Happy 4th of July, everybody. I won't be. They won't be get killed by a drunk driver unless if they can fucking flip their car two fucking stories up. Yeah, I'm staying home myself. Nerf or nothing. Oh yeah, Emerald. I was looking at the Australian laws. It seems like after their assault weapon ban, they seem to have forgot to ban the lever action shotguns, so you can get that shotgun from the Terminator 2. Yeah, I was looking at that. Yeah, it seemed when they started making the China started making those guns, it seems most of them went to Australia. There, they imported them there as opposed to the U.S. But airsoft. Paintball. Yeah, because of the fucking virus. The big paintball guy here shut down. That was a good place. The only paintball place is at Fort Dix now. I'm not sure how good that is, but the other paintball place had all types of things. Had one fucking course called Jurassic Park. They had like a wooden dinosaurs and shit. John Hancock. Yep, we know all about him. Load up on random James Madison goblets. $20. Yeah, I timed this before. It takes about 10 minutes to read through the Declaration of Independence, the founding document, the first document of this country. There's more about it here. The Declaration of Independence was written in 1776 by Thomas Jefferson. It was a list of grievances against the King of England intended to justify separation from British rule, and it expressed self-evident truths of liberty and equality. Oh yeah, that's another thing here. Approved by Congress on July 4th, 1776. Signed on August 2nd, 1776. Well, that's what they say. Signed there. But that's what it says on the documents of July 4th, 1776. So that's why we celebrate it then. Seminoles have a great paintball course down here. Been open since the 80s. Oh yeah, the paintball course that was here when they opened up in the 80s. You can look it up on. They had a lot of news footage of it in New Jersey. Of course, in New Jersey they want to ban everything. So much for freedom. Well, now they're shut down because the virus. No business. Yeah, someone else bought the course. I forget who it is. I believe it was called Top Gun Paintball. Yeah, so much for Chris Christie. Yeah, he got a little bit more freedom. We actually can have fireworks in New Jersey now that they're banned for so long. Yeah, this is such a tyrannical state. Now we got a scumbag, fucking Murphy, wants to ban our guns again. Oh yeah, and all these fucking faggots here. Oh, I knew New York, they were gonna cry and look like girls after the Supreme Court ruling. Oh, got rid of the fucking May issue. Now they have to give them out. You don't have a crime, they gotta give you the permitting system. But the Supreme Court should have went further and make it constitutional carry as per the Second Amendment. You know what? I'll pull that up here. Let's see. Second. Oh, you know, Bill of Rights. See the whole damn thing. Yes, you gotta look through the whole. I just want one fucking text file of the whole goddamn thing. I can scroll down like the other ones. There we go. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Keep, to own. Bear means to carry. Shall not be infringed. Well, you know that one. Can't do anything. None of that permitting system and all that bullshit. And the militia is the people. Well regulated doesn't mean government fucking control. It means work in proper order. Look up the Oxford Dictionary definition of that back in the fucking 17 around that era. I got that fucking saved somewhere. But then again, this is live. It's not like it's an edited presentation, so you can look that up. Yep, playing with my Made in America Desert Eagle. Actually, mine's from Israel. I know the newer ones are Made in America now by Car Arms, that's the one that bought them out, Magnum Research. Yeah, I got mine back in, I think, 2009. Oh yeah, here's well while we're here, the Bill of Rights. The Bill of Rights is the first 10 amendments. More amendments were later added, but the whole thing with the Bill of Rights, you can look in the Federalist Papers and the Anti-Federalist papers. Before the Constitution, we had the Articles of Confederation, but they were having problems with that. Basically, what they were saying, oh, it was not powerful enough. That's why they wanted the Constitution. Instead of being a confederation, they wanted to turn it into a federation, have a little more power. But the anti-federalists didn't want that. They feared that they had become tyrannical, so they wanted to add a Bill of Rights there on what they can't do. Now, I don't have the Federalist paper number, but you can look it up. Basically, the Federalist said, basically, you didn't need a Bill of Rights because if you do that, if you enumerate it, that's all the rights it's gonna be interpreted as. So you don't want to enumerate it, but basically, since it's a republic, if they don't have an authority to do something in the Constitution, they can't do it. So like right here, the Second Amendment, even if they fucking just got rid of the Bill of Rights, look in the Constitution. It says nothing. They have any powers to regulate guns or anything. They can only do what it says in there. But as we all know, they exceeded their authority here. And to correct that, we may have to 1776 them. Got like 2015 or something. Oh, you got a Desert Eagle too? Oh yeah, definitely. By that time, they switched over. Yeah, I got my guns at the ass end of when they got blown out by Car Arms. I also got the Baby Eagle here. That was also made by Israel Weapon Industries. Before that was Israel Military Industries, but they separated those for the military and civilian market. Exactly. We're the Tree of Liberty. We're getting close to that. Yeah, as I was saying about the enumeration, everybody forgets about the Ninth Amendment here. They thought about the Anti-Federalists, thought about that. Amendment number 9, the enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by the people. And I always point that out when people talk about cars. Oh, driving isn't a right. I say look to the Ninth Amendment and then look into the Constitution. Where do they have the power to hand out licenses, registrations, insurance? They got none. So that's another power that they gave to themselves. They exceeded their authority. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, because Coleon Noir always brings that up. A gun is a right, but cars aren't. Well, the government has no power to regulate that. It's called freedom, people. Quit being so fucking afraid and needing fucking all this fucking government bullshit. Makes things worse, and it doesn't even make you fucking safe. I've been hit so many times in the car, well, from behind. I don't feel safer with all this shit. This fucking driver's test, that doesn't make you fucking safe. They're still fuckheads. Still getting in accidents. I don't have the numbers ahead of me. I'm pretty sure you're more likely to be killed by a car than a gun in the U.S. But you don't see them getting rid of cars. I don't hear them saying, oh, if it'll save just one life, get rid of the cars. No, they don't say that. They're full of shit. Hey there, Daniel. You missed the reading. Isn't there a right to assemble or something, which basically implies any form of travel to? Yeah, I think that might have implied over here in the First Amendment. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or of the right of people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievance. Well, there you go. Right of the people to peacefully assemble. Oh yeah, and the scumbag cops always ask, "Where's your fucking press pass?" When if you watch the auditors, the cops always say that you don't need a fucking pass, asshole. It's a right, an inherent right. You don't need a fucking card. I hate stupid people always say needing a fucking license or a card and shit makes them feel all safe and warm and fuzzy inside. Yep, basically can't block you from going places. Yep. Still want to get a hand mortar. I've never seen one of those. Unless you mean a grenade launcher. Muskets were low powered, and oh yeah, not only that, they had more powerful things back then. They had the puckle gun, they had the cannons. You could make a giant ass shotgun with the canister shot. Yeah, you could get that back then. I don't know what they're talking about. You can't have weapons of war. That's the whole point of the Second Amendment. It says so right there. Necessary to the security of a free state, not fucking hunting. Although in one of the anti-federalist papers or somewhere, I remember one guy listed the things about the Second Amendment, and that was one of the things to do. I gotta look it up some other time. Like I said, this is live. This isn't an edited presentation to get everything, all the facts and stuff down. Musket that launches grenades. Oh yeah, and Lewis and Clark, they had the Gerondoni air gun, which fired like fucking, I forget how many rounds, 12, 20, something like that. Yeah, look that up. So there's your fucking assault weapon back then, back in the early 1800s. So it wasn't just using the fucking black powder with the rod. And yeah, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. So many conservatives are government bitches. They tell on people for owning full auto and talk shit about people for breaking the law when the law is trash. I haven't seen much of that displayed in my area, because I know here in New Jersey somebody had like a 30-round magazine, and nobody at the shooting range, nobody squealed on him. Maybe in California or some shit like that. I know I wouldn't tell a fucking cop that. Fuck them. It's the right to have anything. Any gun. Like a 2.5 inch diameter barrel. A blunderbuss. I remember that. Fucking Gaston's gun. But that's a shotgun, not a hand mortar, as you're talking about. Retarded laws aren't meant to be followed. Exactly, I forget one of the Supreme Court rulings, I forget what it was, said something to that. Anything that's repugnant to the Constitution should not be followed. Like I said, not a well-edited presentation. This is live, off the cuff. When did the Tommy get full production? Yeah, it was actually it was called the Annihilator. It was just at the end of World War I. They were about ready to be shipped over. Then the war ended. So I think 1918. But of course, it went through redesigns and it came out in the 20s. In gun form, some dumb fucks are all about following the law. Like this whole presentation here, they don't know what the law is. They don't read the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, the Bill of Rights, and to read the Federalist Papers and Anti-Federalist Papers to further explain shit. You know what? I'll look that up real quick. Federalist Papers. Yeah, written by Alexander Hamilton, John Jay, and James Madison. Da, 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 da. Yeah, there's 85 of them. Let's see, what the fuck one was it? No. Here's one you should read about the militia, number 29. Of course, this is one of those fucking websites with so many fucking ads and shit. Every little pop-ups all over the fucking place. Yep. Don't have 38 registered. Fuck that. That's right. Shall not be infringed. Registration. That's unconstitutional. Ted's Manifesto. Better read. Capitalism is bad and has a built-in self-destruction. I beg to differ. Go check out communism. Check out the genocides. Exactly, Daniel. Remember, kids, might makes right, so don't give up your arms. "38 minutes. Snails taste great. Maybe, but I'll never taste them. Yep, exactly. Rights are inherent. The right to self-defense. And that's what they did on April, was it 19th, 1775, the start of the Revolution. Lexington and Concord, Boston. Oh wait, no, that's Boston is where they came from. They marched at the British Army. Started in Boston, then marched to Lexington and Concord. The objectives were to arrest the rebel leaders. Was it? I think it was who the fuck was it? John Hancock and Sam Adams. And anybody know what the other objective was? Gun control. To seize the arsenal. They want the people to shoot back at the fucking British Army over there. Well, all the people were ready for the fucking British Army marching, and they shot them and chased them back to Boston. Yeah, I think it was they got killed. The 400. I'll pop it up here. Lexington and Con. Different number from what I was looking at earlier. It says 49 killed on the U.S. and 73 killed here. For some reason I said 400 somewhere else. Chased him back to Boston. Yeah, I heard the news then. UPS destroying any guns. Well, don't use UPS anymore. Yeah, it's true, Albert. Might makes right. If somebody says you can't, you punch them right in their fucking face and tell them you can. They try and take your guns, you shoot them. Yeah, like I'm just discussing right now, Lexington Concord. They could have given him up to the British Army, but they didn't. They said fuck you and chased him back to Boston. Well, evil always uses might. The only thing that stops might is might. So in essence, it's correct. Gun parts and stealing all the packages from the company and the system. Yeah. So scared of the fucking government. I forget if Midway ships UPS. I gotta check that out because I'm gonna buy some more ammo soon. Ah, yeah, the union fucks. Yeah, if you listen to Micro Francis, those fucking unions, how the mafia controlled them. You don't put all your eggs in one basket, then they become easily controlled. In war, the home field advantage is strong factor. Yep. And plus, everybody was armed at the time, so yeah. Outnumbered the army. Well, the people outnumbered than the army now. There's only 1 million cops, and there's only like 2 million in the military against a country that is over 317 million people. Yeah, it's gonna look like Mogadishu if there's a civil war here. Well, a lot worse. Run by Hoffa or whoever. But now we need a union to go against the old union. Yep. All they do now is take your money and tell you to vote blue no matter who. And donate blue campaigns. Yeah, I think Michael Francis said that, told those in the unions to vote Democrat. Well, that was when he was in the mafia, but now he's a Republican now. He's a born-again Christian. Oh, yeah, he said the Democrats were a lot easier to corrupt. A lot easier to bribe and get their way. Well, I mean, look at now. The Democrats are pretty much pro-crime. You know, the fucking no bail. As soon as the criminals arrest, they go out in the street without. They don't need to post money for bail. no longer arresting people if they're stealing for under $1,000. Hmm. Firefighter for 40 years. Nightmare with unions. I can imagine that. Oh yeah, and of course the Democrats with their anti-self-defense laws and shit like that. Yeah. No more Joe talking about Super Predators 3 strikes and you're out. Yeah, he's been there for fucking 40 years. You can see him changing his fucking stance to when it benefits him. Yeah, even The Simpsons made a joke about that with Sideshow Bob. He was like, you can't keep the Democrats out of the White House forever, and when they do, I'll be back on the streets with my criminal buddies. This omnibus crime bill from like 93 or something. Oh yeah, he always says he's the one who written the fucking assault weapon ban of 94. That didn't stop crime. You know what happened between that 10-year period? Columbine, the North Hollywood shootout. They had fucking real full auto machine guns, body armor. Well, it didn't stop the criminals. Surprise, surprise, criminals don't obey laws. Why don't they just make murder illegal? And just be done with it. Well, July 4th is officially over where I'm at it, but I'm pretty sure some people are over in the West Coast, which is like 4 hours behind, so it'd be fucking 8 o'clock. He was up there on Senate floor arguing about blacks being super predators in the 90s and got that 3 felonies and you get life, and a bunch of new crimes give life sentence. Didn't Hillary Clinton also say that about super predators, or I'm mixing them up? Jails and prisons shouldn't even exist. If someone tries to hurt me or my loved ones, they should get their brains blown out right on the spot. Yep, that's right. I think they even said that back in the colonial days. They said if you were in jail for over a year, that was considered cruel and unusual punishment. So anything requiring more than a year in jail, they just executed them. I believe horse thieves were also executed. I mean, who wants a thief hanging around? So that would be equivalent of a car thief today. I'm more worried about your car getting stolen when they're executed. Public executions. Send a message to everybody else. If you commit crimes, you die. Jails and prisons are major. Exactly, Albert. For profit. What does that mean? They're gonna start putting innocent people or making more laws to get more people in jail. Like what's his face from the fucking communist Russia? What? Forget his name. He said, "Show me the man, and I'll show you the crime." Yeah, they had guilty until proven innocent. Just look at the gulags. That's not a way to fucking live or have a government system. That's right. The answer to tyranny is 1776, which will be coming soon. The way things are going, they could charge money to get to kill the killer. Oh yeah, that's right. Bounty hunters. Yeah, exactly. Wanted, dead or alive. None of this fucking criminal coddling bullshit. Send them back out. Oh, they're just misunderstood. No, there's nothing misunderstood about that. Shoot the motherfuckers. letting them out just causes they cause more fucking problem and injury. Prison is just a training ground for yep. Political prisoners, yeah, definitely in communist Russia, but also here too. Anyone who doesn't agree with the party is a criminal, or they said they were insane, so throw them in jail. Now, like if they had a tax thing, pay the government like $50, get to be the public execution guy killing some pedo or whatever would be pretty cool. Yep. There's a whole bunch of commies in America. Oh yeah, definitely. Especially California. Basically anything run by Democrats is a fucking communist area. Cuba had gulags full of political prisoners, but most defectors were publicly shot. Yeah, that was in the beginning. Yeah, Scarface talked about that in the beginning. Yep, don't go communist. Yeah, they want to try it one more time here in America. Hold on to your guns, everybody. They try and take them, you shoot the motherfuckers. Guess it's gonna get a lot worse if you hand them over. And anyway, those fucking cops are so fucking scared. Look at fucking Uvalde, scared of one guy with a rifle. They stood outside that fucking hallway scared. Cops are only tough guys when it's like 50 guys on an unarmed guy. But when they have a gun and they're shooting back, they're no longer tough guys. Like the fucking North Hollywood shootout, 2 bank robbers with machine guns. Watch the video. You never see a cop on screen. You don't see him on screen until the fucking thing's all over. Then they all rush in like fucking ants. And those 3 fucking SWAT guys, those guys weren't fucking heroes. They even said, oh, we thought there was just some innocent guy. We went up to the car. We were trying to get him out there. Whoops, that's the fucking bank robber. So they're not fucking heroes. That's fucking by accident. Fucking Chief Wiggum there. Whoops. And then they took so long to take him out. Three fucking SWAT guys versus 1 guy, still fucking scared. And then finally they shot him in the legs, and then they got him. And then watch the camera. Watch how all the cops come on camera. Oh, we're brave heroes now. Yeah, but the preceding 44 minutes, I didn't see you on camera in the same picture with them. Cops get shanked in prison. Yep. Well, when they do, but, with them, they always get away. Most of the time, anyway. They have to do something really fucked up that they can't fucking make an excuse or some shit. Should have rolled up with a 50 and blasted them. Oh yeah, that's another thing. They didn't kill anybody, those 2 bank robbers. So, history lesson there. Fucking learn how to shoot. There's 400 cops there, and they still couldn't stop them for 44 minutes. Bad fucking shots. But then again, the bank robbers weren't that good either. They killed nobody. Yeah, they had armor, and they were on a muscle stimulant. Yep, that's the one I'm referencing, the North Hollywood shootout, the famous one. Yeah, I don't like any cops. Number one, they're unconstitutional. As somebody point out in the Constitution where they can establish a police force. Pro tip, there is none. Yeah, they weren't established until 1835 in Boston. That's way past the formation of this country. If we didn't need them all that time, we don't need them now. And two, I don't like fucking cops because they think they're better than everybody. That the fucking mentality, a special person, that leads to the mentality of genociding people. Everybody else is subhuman. I mean, just look at the fucking blue line. They even desecrated the flag with the fucking blue line. The thin blue line. If you're not a part of it, you're against us. You're subhuman. So I don't like that mentality. That it's a fucking cult. I don't like those fucking cops. They're a fucking cult. I might shut this down soon, Daniel. So don't worry about that. I mean, I just wanted to read the Declaration of Independence. That only took like 10 minutes. But since everybody's here and talking, let's extend this a little while. I'll probably shut this down in 4 minutes and even 1 hour. So let's get our final comments. The next game I'm going to play is Echo of the Dolphins, since I have the Sega CD all set up. That's a hard one. Alright, see you, Daniel. Yep, that's right, Albert. Oh, yeah, and another reason why I don't like the cops, because as the Supreme Court says, they have zero duty to protect anybody, so thus they are useless. Thus, get rid of them. And that's why we have a Second Amendment. You defend yourself. If you can't defend yourself, go somewhere else, like North Korea. You'll have more government control. They can enjoy. I know I'm in the right fucking place. Yeah, they're all throwing that fucking temper trance from the fucking... Yeah, with the Supreme Court ruling here. With the, abolished May issue. Now we gotta get constitutional carry to all states. Now, half the states do have constitutional carry, but it should be all of them as per the Second Amendment. Shall not be infringed is pretty cleared, but it seems like infringed the hell out of him. Two minutes, everybody, then I'm shutting this down. Final comments. Yeah, I'm not sure when I'm going to do Echo. That's a hard one. I got to practice that one. Yeah. Especially the last level. Go look that up. Look up, Welcome to the Machine is the name of the level. It's an auto-scrolling level. One minute, people. Final comments. 1 minute. Well, now 1 minute to be exact. Yeah, some of them games are weird, finding all the things. Yeah, he even made it harder than it should be, because he was afraid everybody would beat it in a weekend in a rental, so he made it extra hard. I hear if you beat that game and you show him, he'll send you a patch or a badge or something like that, like Atari used to do with their Atari games. But I think that's only the Genesis version. Somebody asked him on Twitter. Ed Annunziata is his name. See if that also applies to the Sega CD version. It seems the Sega CD version has checkpoints where the Genesis version didn't have checkpoints, so you had to beat every level in one go. So, yeah, find his Twitter. Ed Annunziata is his name, once again. Yep, happy Independence Day to everybody here. Yeah, just one last 30 seconds, then I'm shutting this down for the final responses. Shitstorm coming. Yep. Oh yeah, I definitely see hyperinflation in our near future. A lot of bad things. Prepare accordingly, kids. All right. See ya, Albert, Dins, and everybody else. Ooh. Yep. We gotta find the thing now. You see how this works. Gotta go back here. And you gotta hit the end stream, and then after that, I hit stop streaming and stop recording. Alright, see you, everybody.